Hey Johnny.
Hello, hello, one second. Hello,
Oh,
hello, can you hear me?
yeah, I can.
Perfect. I was just about to send you an email to remind you that the link is always the same because sometimes people forget.
Okay, it looks like I figured it out.
Yeah, obviously. Good job,
Yeah,
you're smart.
I was looking for the reminder, but yeah, it wasn't
Yeah,
there.
I only send a reminder for the first full lesson because after that, it's your responsibility.
Okay, okay. Maybe another idea would be to attach the link in the meeting, in the
Oh,
calendar
and the
meeting.
calendar meeting.
Yeah, we do that at the office.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna add that on my to-do list, my endless to-do list. Give me 1 second so I can do that right now.
Yeah, so you get the reminder with the event, and there's the link for the Zoom meeting.
All right, let's see. So,
It's more convenient this way for me.
yeah, calendar invite. Maybe I tried to do that before. I don't know. I don't remember, but yeah. No, you're right. It is more convenient for everyone.
Yeah.
All right.
So I received the reminder for the public speaking event.
Ah, yes, perfect. You're gonna be there, right?
I am, but I'm not sure about my girlfriend because uh,
She's good.
she, she's still my girlfriend, but she has some things to do. She's renovate. No, uh, doing her apartment. I mean,
Redoing it. She's renovating it, maybe.
not renovate, just doing it for the first time. You know,
Furnishing.
furnishing and things like that. And on Monday, there are some people coming to put the to install the I don't know this
Window.
not
Blinds. The
window,
blinds.
the blinds.
Yeah, they're called
Okay,
blinds or shades or something.
shades. Yeah.
Oh man, it's raining. I was gonna go outside and get some exercise after this lesson. I guess that's not happening.
What exercise are you doing?
Well, I like to go to the park and exercise on those rings. You know those rings that are usually in parks in Romania?
In the Central Park?
Yeah, there's some in the Central Park, but they have those rings in a lot of parks. There's one like 2 minutes from where I live where there's rings and I just do pull-ups, push stuff like that, whatever.
Okay. Yeah,
But today I was actually going to go to Gheorghen and do some rollerblading. You know what that is?
I do,
Yeah, I
but
was
I
gonna.
haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, it's really good exercise. Good for your thighs and good for your muscles. The muscles that you don't usually use, which are on the outside of your leg, which I have problems with because that leads to some back issues that I have, and my back has been bothering me lately, so I need to do some of that exercise. But now I'm not because it's raining, so I'm just gonna cry.
Okay, maybe you should try with a better office chair.
Um, yeah, that would probably help. A
Yeah,
better
I,
chair.
I, ju- I just let me show you just a button from IKEA. I don't know if you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
It's good because it forces you to keep your back straight,
Yeah.
and it has I don't know this thing that you can adjust for your lumbar support.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know how it should be, and I have some things here for some lumbar support. Like, I'm doing everything almost 100% properly. The only thing that's not good is the table height. It should be a little lower, and my screen should be a little higher. But I can't really
Okay,
move my screen because I'm using a laptop.
yeah, yeah. The I just bought it, and the first day I used it, my back hurt. But after
Mm-hmm.
that, I guess it's because it forces me to keep my back straight.
How many hours do you work for when you work? Like how many?
Uh,
What's
la-
long? Like how many hours do you sit at the desk before you take a break?
so let's say 3, 4, maybe. I don't
Okay.
know. It's
They say
the
that you're
good
supposed
thing
to take a
is,
break every 45 minutes.
yeah, yeah, and my Apple Watch reminds me to do that if I don't. So I
Uh-huh.
usually when it says me to stand,
It tells me to stand.
yeah,
Yeah, it tells me.
it tells me time to stand, and then I listen to him and just go and grab a glass of water or something.
Yeah. I also wish I had a standing desk, because that would help too.
Yeah, maybe. I
Or
don't
a
know.
desk that I can move up and down.
I know what it is, but it's so comfortable to sit.
It is, but standing is also good for you.
Yeah.
All right. I think this lesson is going to be a good one for you because it's about how to be professional and what to do for an interview.
Oh,
Are you good at interviewing?
uh, it depends. I haven't been doing so much interviews lately. The last interviews I did, I was the interviewer, but that's easier, I guess.
Maybe. Do
Yeah,
you see
I
yourself
don't know.
having to do interviews in the near future?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay. So this is
Especially for
actually
this course I'm doing. So I, it's mandatory to do interviews in order
so
to get an offer.
uh-huh. So this is actually super relevant. Well then, you're in for a
Right.
treat.
Yeah.
All right. Would you consider yourself a good interviewee?
Uh, uh,
Are you good at interviews?
I think I am, but in Romanian. I
Okay.
mean, I'm not so good at technical interviews, but at other interviews, I'm fine.
Uh-huh. Okay. Let's go ahead and start with
But
some reading.
there's always the um, room for improving.
Yeah, of course. There is. And maybe you'll find some interesting stuff here. I have a lot of experience with interviews and interviewing.
Great.
All right, go ahead and do
So,
this reading. Yeah.
how to move up in your career? Get 10 plus interviews a week and a land higher paying job in less than 30 days. If you have a specialized resume, networking prowess,
Prowess.
prowess,
Good.
salary negotiation skills, and know how to say in the interview, you'll easily land the job you want to make more money.
Yeah, don't
No,
you want to
you'll
make more
want
money?
and you want and make more money.
Yeah, you'll easily land the job you want and make more money.
You'll easily land the job you want and make more money.
Okay.
So, usually beforehand, can you do like a stop?
Like how?
Like you said here, you'll easily land the job you want and make more money.
Well, it depends how you want to emphasize it if you're reading it, right? So, you know what to say in the interview, you'll easily land the job you want, and you'll make more money. In this situation, it looks like the sentence is listing 3 or 4 different things. So each time you name one of the things on the list, then you can take a little bit of a pause. Like if you have a specialized resume, networking prowess, salary negotiation skills, and know what to say in the interview, you'll likely land the job you want and make more money. Or you can say it like this: you'll likely land the job you want and make more money.
Right.
So it's up to you and how you want to emphasize, how you want to say it.
Yeah. And the prowess, what was that?
Prowess, it's one of the vocabulary words. So let's actually skip to the vocab. What the heck happened? What the heck is this? What the heck? It broke. You broke it. What
No,
are you
I
doing?
didn't.
You broke my computer. I'm kidding. It's okay.
I'm not that powerful.
I fixed it. See? Alright, we're good. Let's actually go to the vocabulary. Go ahead and read that first one. Prowess.
Prowess, skill or expertise
Good.
in a
Yeah.
particular
Expertise.
particular activity or field.
Good.
Eye-catching, immediately appealing or noticeable, striking.
Yep.
Uh, just a second. Sorry, I just want to turn the notifications off again. Okay. Breakthrough, achieve success in a particular area. Imperative, of vital importance, crucial. Expensive, covering a wide area in terms of space or scope, extensive.
Very good. Any questions on these?
No.
Beautiful. Now that you understand prowess, we can go back to the next reading. Go ahead and read this one.
To move up in your career, you'll need to break through today's competitive job market. It's, imper- it's imperative that you have a specialized resume, a custom cover letter, great networking strategies, and extensive social media presence to make it to the interview round. To land the job, you'll need to ace your interview.
Yeah, to land the job, you'll need to ace your interview.
Yeah. To land the job, you'll need to ace your interview.
Good.
To make more money, you'll need to negotiate your salary.
Very good. Have you ever negotiated your salary before?
Just the last time because I was in, let's say, uh, a lucky position to do so.
What do you mean? You're like ahead of the rest of your coworkers? You're better?
Yeah, so I guess they contacted me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a sign that they really wanted me because they knew me and they called me back to the same company.
Yeah.
And I was okay at my current company, but for the right money, I can
You can be
right amount of
convinced.
money. Yeah, I can be convinced. So yeah, I guess I forced them. I mean,
So, what ended
I
up
tried
happening in the
my
end?
best. They accepted my offer.
Wow. Wow. I'm impressed. Good job.
Yeah,
Okay, any
thank you.
questions before we move
But
on?
but I
Sorry,
don't
go
know.
ahead.
I would have been okay with even with their intermediate offer, but I just forced it a little more.
Mm-hmm. Were you afraid they were going to take back the offer if you were to negotiate?
Uh, no, I wasn't afraid they were going to take it back, but the worst possible thing that could happen was just to say that's not possible. That's our last offer.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I had nothing to lose.
Yeah, exactly. Usually it's nothing to lose, but depends how you come across. Because if you're very rude, then they might just be like, you know what, never mind. We'll take it back. Um, but I
Yeah,
think
I
the
was not rude.
phrasing that you wanted to use was worst case scenario.
Okay, worst case scenario.
Yeah, worst case scenario, they're just gonna say no. Okay.
To my offer, but not no to the proposal,
Yeah.
the initial proposal.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so let's go ahead and do some fill in the blanks.
First, you need to have a modern and um, eye-catching design that captures the employer's attention. The point is to use a design that is uh, relevant while being professional in order to make a first good impression.
I don't know if relevant is the right word there. Actually, I don't know if eye-catching is the best word for the first one.
Okay, okay. And maybe professional
For the first one?
for the first one. Modern and professional design.
Alright, let's go ahead and try putting that in. We can always change it later.
Okay.
So where should eye-catching go instead?
To the second one.
Mm-hmm.
The
In the
point is
second one.
in the second one. The point is to use a design that is eye-catching while being professional in order to make a first good impression.
Good, okay.
once you have a good uh, uh, a good first impression. uh, is that convey?
Once you have a good convey, try again.
Uh, good certification.
Once you have a good certification, you will
You
not
will
only
not
get the
only.
player's attention, but you'll also make it easier for them to read. Having a certification, I don't think that makes it easier to read.
Oh, okay, okay. Once you have a good design, you'll not only get the employer's attention, but you also make it easier for them to read.
Yeah, very good.
The structure of your resume should be put in a way that is most relevant to the job you are applying for.
Yeah.
If a certain uh, I guess here is convey. If a
If a
certain
certain
convey is,
convey is required for the job,
oh no,
hmm,
if a certain certification is required for the job, you need to make sure it is listed at the top.
yeah, very good.
While a pretty design will get you noticed, you need good content to convey your value and let the employer know you are a good match for the first job.
Very good. All right, good job on this. How did you feel about this activity?
I guess the I find it more difficult to read the longer sentences.
Interesting. Like that last one, huh?
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe I don't know when to stop. I don't know, to do like a little break and get more air.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what's going on with this. I don't know why these keep showing up. Let me fix that really quick. So that was slide number 8. Yeah. So it goes right over here. Good. Okay. Well, not good because it's in the wrong spot. How about now? Good. All right. Yeah. This fill in the blanks is a little tricky because some of these words can be used in multiple places, or I should say, it seems like eye-catching can be used in multiple places, but other words can only be used in one place, like professional, right?
Right.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to a little more reading. Go ahead.
Professional summary. You do not need to be a writer. You just need to en- entice
Yeah, good.
entice the reader to continue reading your resume in order to get the details of the claims you've made in your summary.
Very good.
Your professional summary should be 4 to 6 sentences long and include a summary of your skills, work experience, and achievements as they pertain to the job opening.
Let me get your opinion. What do you think about that 4 to 6 sentence length? Do you think it's too short, too long, or just right?
It must be right because it's written here.
Oh, you're assuming it's correct just because it's written here?
Yeah, that's a. I guess that's a trick
Well,
that salespeople use.
oh yeah, I guess. But in my opinion, like, I got this from another resource. So I actually disagree with that 4 to 6 sentences long because as an employer, maybe they don't have time to read 5 sentences about you. And if they're reading hundreds of resumes, they're not going to sit there and read 5 sentences about every single person. Nobody has time for
Oh,
that. But
so you think it's too long?
I think it's too long, but that's just my opinion. It might depend on the job you're applying for. If you're applying for a job that requires technical skills, you could highlight those technical skills and maybe write 1 or 2 sentences about your professional summary. But something that requires more conversational or speaking, maybe demonstrating that would be useful. So I think it also depends on the job too.
Okay.
Alright, so now we're going to do a little bit of role play. So I want you to do part A, and I'll do part B. Alright? Go ahead and
Okay.
read part A.
Hello, Mr. Phillips. Thank you for having me here today.
Hello, Andrew. Glad to have you. So can you tell me a bit about yourself?
Sure. I specialize in um, computer science. Should I also fill in the blanks?
Yeah, fill in the blanks with whatever you think is best for you.
Okay. Sure. I specialize in computer science and I have experience in iOS programming. In my free time, I enjoy meeting new people and playing board games.
Thank you. And what makes you unique?
Well, the combination of my deep understanding in problem solving and expertise in user experience is a perfect match for this job. I also feel that my personality fits this type of work.
Interesting. Do you have examples of previous work related to this position? Very good. So you did really good in this, especially with coming up with stuff on the spot. The only thing you did wrong, you pronounced the word expertise incorrectly.
Expertise.
Yeah, you said expertise.
Yeah,
So remember it's expertise, okay? Let's go ahead and actually switch
expertise.
roles. So I'll do part A and you do part B. Alright, hello Mr. Phillips. Thank you for having me here today.
Hello, Andrew. Glad to have you. So, can you tell me a bit about yourself?
Sure. I specialize in teaching and I have experience in IT. In my free time, I enjoy meeting new people and playing board games.
Thank you. What makes you unique?
Well, the combination of my deep understanding in education and expertise in critical thinking is a perfect match for this job. I also feel that my personality fits this type of work.
Interesting. Do you have examples of previous work related to this position?
Perfect. Cool. Do you have any questions on this slide?
No, I don't.
Alright. That means we can move on to questions for you. Alright, go ahead and read that first one.
What should you bring to an interview? Should I also answer them?
Yeah. So I want you to read and then answer them, yeah. I'm sitting here waiting for you to answer, yeah.
Uh, I guess you should bring your attitude. I mean,
What
not
kind
your
of
attitude,
attitude?
but I don't know, like a good vibe attitude.
Okay, good vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what else?
Uh, uh, you should bring your luck, maybe.
Luck. Okay, maybe something you can actually bring.
Right. Um, uh, an interview. So I'm speaking about my experience in interviews.
Okay, yeah. And what about your experience as an interviewer? What did the people bring to the interviews?
Nothing, just themselves.
That's terrible. They need to bring something. Come on. I'm gonna.
Really?
Yeah, there's like something.
The resume?
Yes.
But no, but that was passed before that. There was a screening process before that.
Yeah, there's a screening process. You have to submit the resume. I know, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. But sometimes the interviewer doesn't have the resume in front of them.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's good to bring it just so that they have something to look at.
Right.
What else can you bring to an interview?
Uh, Maybe proof of your experience.
Yeah, so like previous work examples. I guess your resume would do that, but maybe you have something
Uh,
physical that you can
yeah.
bring. I'm looking for something that you take notes with.
Oh, a piece of paper and a pen, or
Yeah,
just a notebook.
yeah, a notebook. Why do you think that's useful?
Maybe um, there could be some certain discussions that they end up in the interview, or giving you an advice, or maybe to look up for something, and then you note it down, and then you do that, and just remind. I mean, send an email to the interviewer that you are curious about it, or
Yeah, so you
and
can use
just
it to take notes, write down. Maybe if you want, if like the interviewer is talking, but you don't want to interrupt them, and you want to ask them a question,
all right.
it, you
That's a
can write it
better.
down, right?
Yeah,
Write down your
yeah.
questions.
But yeah, unfortunately, I don't do a lot of notes taking, and maybe that's
Note taking, not notes taking.
note taking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it also has an impact in the sense that it makes you look interested and serious.
Oh, okay, okay,
Because you can also, if you're taking a notes, if you're taking a note on something that they said during the interview, he's gonna be like, "Oh, okay, so he's actually listening to what I'm saying."
right, right. That's a good advice.
My number one advice is to bring a pen and a paper and to take notes during the interview.
That's a good advice.
Okay, let's go to that second question.
So yeah, okay.
Or did you want
I
to say
just want
something?
No, I just wanted to add it that mm, this course, they recommended us for the interviews to take this piece of paper, and you'll have three columns. One is where is the client right now, and then where does the client want to become or to get,
Mm-hmm.
and then the middle would be the bridge, and that would be your help. So then you need to find out the bridge that you convince your client that you can get his dream come true by using your service, or something like that.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense. Yeah, it's a very simple way of organizing it. Yeah.
Yeah, so you just if you listen to the interview, you you will end up filling the last column of where does the client want to be.
Mm-hmm.
But then you'll need to ask him where he is right now, like asking for the team and uh, the current situation of the project. And then you will give him, I don't know, recommendations or advice how to do that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And it forces you to ask questions,
Right.
which is the most important part, I think, in an interview, is asking the right questions,
It is.
which is one of the questions here. We'll get to that at the end. But let's go to the next question here on question number 2 on this slide.
How should you dress for an interview? Uh, I guess you should be dressed nicely.
Okay, how do you
Uh,
describe
li-
that? Dress nice, but how?
like uh, for us, just putting on a shirt, that would be fine.
What kind of shirt?
Uh, One that is ironed, and
Okay,
uh,
an
like
iron shirt.
yeah, like one you have right now, maybe, or maybe one is
Yeah,
a little
something
bit
with
of,
like this thing and the buttons.
yeah, yeah. Isn't that the only shirt?
Yeah, but this shirt has a specific kind of name. Because let me show you. If
Okay.
I just search shirt, there's a different
Oh,
types of results, right? So if you just say
all
shirt,
right.
then some people might think this, right? And if you show up like this, that's not gonna impress them.
Right, right. So,
How would you describe this?
uh, um,
I'll give you a
an
hint.
an elegant shirt.
Elegant? Okay.
A
Elegant?
shirt
Maybe.
with buttons,
Yeah,
or
it's
not
called a
buttons.
button-up shirt. Button-up shirt.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So you can wear a button-up shirt, or you can wear. There's like terms that you can use that describe how you can be dressed. Um, like you can be business professional, right? So if you want to dress
But
business
maybe business professional isn't more like wearing a suit.
let me show you. So business professional, men. Yeah, you're wearing a suit and a tie. It
Yeah.
depends on
So
the job, right?
yeah, I guess for my type of job, it would be a little, and my position, it would be a little weird to dress up in a suit,
Yeah,
because the interviewer won't be dressed up in a suit.
yeah.
So
Maybe,
I guess
maybe,
one rule can be not to dress up much more nicer than the interviewer.
yeah, but you can't really predict that unless they
Yeah.
work in a certain profession where they dress business professional every day, like a attorney or a lawyer or something like that, an
Right.
accountant. Maybe there's another term, business. It's not as serious. So what's the less serious?
Casual.
Yeah, business casual. So if I type in business casual, do you think this is the right
Right.
way to dress for an interview?
Uh, maybe maybe the first one, not really, but
Yeah, maybe not this guy. You gotta button up your shirt. But
but
yeah, overall the rest of these
usually,
are good. Yeah,
yeah. And also lately, I've been trying to use a blouse with the, I don't know, the neck covered.
I wouldn't say blouse. Let me show you what shows up if we search blouse. A blouse is something that women wear.
All right. Okay. Then a shirt.
Like a shirt with like with this, like what I have, like a neck.
No,
Um,
no, no. Like Steve Jobs used to wear.
oh, you're talking about a turtleneck.
Turtleneck. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well there's no like men, something like
Right.
this.
Do you think this is okay for an interview?
This guy looks like you. Just kidding. Um, it depends on the job, honestly. It might be okay, but the one of the problems with this kind of shirt is that um, it might look too casual, or
Okay.
it might look like you're trying to cover up something on your neck.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It might be. Uh, yeah. Also, I would be afraid to wear that for the interview, because just in case I'm too emotional, and then I will brush my my face, and the bottleneck uh,
The
wouldn't help in
turtleneck?
that. The turtleneck wouldn't help in that case.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because then I would feel suffocated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Is that the word?
guess. Yeah, you feel like you're being suffocated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel like I'm being suffocated.
I just translated it from Romanian,
Mm-hmm. I could see that.
and I and I hoped it worked.
It was close. Okay. Let's go to that third question.
What else can you do to ensure a smooth interview? Like I guess your advice of bringing a notebook and taking notes,
Yeah,
that that would help a lot. And
bring the
then
right tools
okay, and take notes.
and using them.
Yeah.
What can you do before or after the interview?
So uh, before the interview, uh, you should, I guess, you should try to smile and try to start in a positive way, and
Okay.
maybe do a little small talk just to uh, make the feelings disappear a little.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the term for that when you have small talk with someone is to create rapport.
Create report
Rapport. That's how it's pronounced.
rapport.
Yeah, so to create rapport is to build, I don't know, to be friendly with people, essentially. So when you create rapport, let's see. Definition. Connection or relationship with someone else, right? So you build a connection. You build some sort of connection with them so that they feel more comfortable around you.
Yeah, I guess another good thing would be to always agree with the interviewer.
I disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to stand your ground. I don't agree that you should agree with everything. Because if, for example, if I was interviewing someone and they continued agreeing with everything that I said, then they're going to come across like they're weak-minded and they're only trying to impress me. I want someone that is willing to disagree with me as well.
Okay.
Because
That
then it shows that you know what you want.
okay, but that contradicts a theory from a book that I read right now, Sell or Be Sold.
That you're reading right now?
Yeah, that I'm reading. I mean, not really reading. I'm just listening to it, to
Okay.
the audiobook.
I see what you're saying. So you have to you have to like not always agree, but
But not to disagree strongly, or I don't know.
show I think a better way of saying it is to like show appreciation, right? For example, if someone says something that's very opinionated, like, I don't know, I think Trump is a great president, you could be like, if you inside you disagreed, but you thought that you
Right?
should always be agreeing with the interviewer, what would you
No,
say?
no,
Would
no,
you lie, or would you just tell them that you don't agree?
no. I would tell them that I agree with his belief that he thinks he's a good president.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you can say, I wouldn't say it that way. I would be like, I can see why, I can see why you'd say
Yeah,
that from your perspective, or I think I can
yeah, yeah.
see
So,
why,
so about the
but
same thing,
I
but
don't necessarily agree with everything that you said.
right, right,
So that's why I think a better tool is to show appreciation because I don't want people to be agreeing with me and be tempted to lie about what they actually believe in. I don't know
right.
what kind of advice are they telling you to lie? What the heck?
Not to lie, but to build trust. Like if you agree with someone, then that person would be can, I don't know, you can get the trust of that person.
Yeah, there's all sorts of small tips and tricks and tools you can do and use to get like someone to be friendly with you really quickly and easily. But what can you do before the interview apart from dressing nice?
Okay, maybe to present yourself and shake your hands.
That's a good one. Shake hands, present yourself, introduce yourself, I would say.
Yeah, introduce myself.
Yeah, exactly. What about if you had onions for lunch? What would you do?
Yeah, I don't like onions, but sure.
Garlic.
I love garlic.
All right, so you just had garlic for lunch, or maybe you can not eat garlic, right?
Yeah, yeah. Another advice would be to be, I don't know, to look
Avoid
fresh
smelly foods, I would say.
and look fresh overall.
Yeah, and look
Overall,
fresh. Exactly. Yeah.
and yeah, fresh.
Mhm. Yeah. Look
And just
fresh and be fresh. Like actually have recently take a shower.
not only, but just to want to do the interview, not to be like I don't care about this interview.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. What about after the
Or
interview? What can you do to make it better, I guess?
maybe, I mean, you should always have some questions for the interviewer.
Yeah, no, I mean like after the interview is over, you left, some time has passed. What can you do?
Uh, so just ask them for the feedback.
Like how? Through text? You call them?
No, no, through email, usually,
Mhm.
in my case.
I don't recommend asking for feedback, but maybe because if you ask for something more, then it's going to take more of their time and they might not appreciate it. So I wouldn't recommend
Okay,
that, but I would
okay,
email them with a follow-up, right?
yeah.
And you can thank them for their time. Thank you for letting me come in. I appreciated talking about this and that. I learned something about this and that. And again, let me remind you that I'm the perfect person for the job because I'm this, 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 and this. And I look forward to your response soon, type of thing.
Yeah. Usually, in my cases, there was not need for that, but sure.
uh, it makes it look nice, right? Every bit
Yeah,
counts.
right, right. It looks nice.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to these last three questions.
What do you think the interviewer is looking for? Uh, so I think he's looking for the person that is right for the job,
Yeah, the right fit for the job.
the right fit for the job.
Mm-hmm. And what does that mean? How can you, how do they do so?
So in my case, the person, the interviewee, should have the necessary technical skills,
Yeah,
and
skills.
then communication skills, and just to be a connection overall, like to see yourself working with that person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much it. I don't think you could put it any better. Let's go to that next question.
I think I know that.
Did you
I'm
just
looking
read
for.
that in the book or something?
No, no, no. I just to look for that myself.
Uh-huh. And you said you have experience as an interviewer, so yeah.
Yeah, I just want to see if I that could be my colleague.
Yeah, you'll be spending lots of time together in the same room for long periods of time. If they have smelly breath all the
I
time, you don't
better
want to.
like you.
Yeah, you don't want to work with a weirdo.
Right.
Okay, let's go to that second question.
What is most important for you in a job? Uh, huh. I guess the most important for me would be to want to do that job and to wake up in the morning not feeling tired of going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Just just being okay, just okay is fine. But I would dream to be enthusiastic about working.
To be
I did
enthusiastic.
I didn't get to that point yet.
Sometimes I feel like that, sometimes I don't. But I definitely feel more enthusiastic about the work that I do now than I did before. That's for sure.
That- That's good. I hope it will be my case in the future.
Mm-hmm. How enthusiastic are you
It's not
about
bad
your
right now,
work
but
on a scale of 1 through 10 right now?
Yeah, like I said, it's not bad right now, but it's nothing enthusiastic. I would say it's a 7.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I think for me it changes based on, how tired I am. Maybe some days I'm a 7, some days I'm a 9, other days I'm a 2. I don't know. But overall, like the average is pretty up there. All right. Last questions. Remember how I mentioned that questions are one of the most important parts of the interview?
Yeah.
What kind of
What kind
questions?
of questions
Yeah.
might you ask the interviewer? Uh, I always ask about the work environment
Mm-hmm.
and the team and the project, and just to see myself in I'm willing to get that job.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to like say a question that you would ask, like word for word.
To say a question.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like word the whole question.
Oh, what would be a typical day in this project?
What would be a typical day in this project? Okay, so let's work on some grammar here. What would be a typical day? You're not you're not in a project, right? What would be a typical day? How about this?
Working
Yeah, for someone working, which word goes next? Working not in this project, but
for
try one more time.
uh, at two.
But on this project, right? So
Right.
what would a typical day, or maybe I should say, what would a typical day be like for someone working on this project? What would a typical day be like for someone working on this project? Can you read that question back to me?
What would be a typical day be like for someone working on this
Hold
project?
on, say it one more time, but pay close attention to each word.
What would a typical day be like for someone working on this project? Yeah,
Good.
I just um, found out the issue that I did before.
Uh-huh. Okay, let's I want you to make another question, all right? I'm gonna write down word for word how you phrase it though.
Oh, so I should do another question.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, can you tell me a little more about how the team is structured?
Can you tell me a little more? What was next? How
About how?
the team is structured?
Yeah,
Good. So that question is not doesn't have any mistakes in it grammatically.
but
One it doesn't have any mistakes.
yeah, but it doesn't feel so good.
No, it's fine. Can you tell me a little more about how the team is structured? It's a good question. I think it works. One more.
Okay. Um, uh, what would you expect for someone doing this job?
What would you expect for someone doing this job? There's only one word I would change. I would change for to something else.
Uh, what would you expect from?
Yeah, perfect. What would you expect from someone doing this job? Exactly. Good. All right. So for the last activity of the lesson, I want you to make a sentence using a few of these vocabulary words. Try making a sentence. Actually, I want you to choose the first one. Choose a word and make a sentence.
Okay. Uh, the first, I choose breakthrough.
Okay.
The first iPhone was a breakthrough technology device. Hmm.
Hmm. The first iPhone was a breakthrough. So there's a few changes you could make here. I see what you're
Okay.
trying to say. So the first half is fine. The first iPhone was a breakthrough, but this part is kind of awkward.
Um,
How might you change this last part?
Internet communicator.
The
Would that
first
be?
iPhone was a breakthrough internet communicator?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want to try to help you fix. I want you to maintain these words, but fix them. Let
Okay.
me give you a hint. So, the first iPhone was a breakthrough, um, was a breakthrough technolo a different ending for this word.
Tech technological.
Technological device. Yeah, that is one option. Let me show you another option. So the first iPhone was a breakthrough
But is it in one word or two?
for breakthrough.
Yeah.
It's one. It looks like it might be two here, but it's one. So it was a breakthrough device in terms of technological, I don't know,
Features.
features. Perfect.
Okay.
It's a little more descriptive. Alright, let's try another sentence.
With? Do I get to choose?
Yeah, you can choose.
It's imperative to have uh, sales skill in order to be a freelancer.
Are you trying to
Sales
be a
skills.
freelancer?
I am.
Oh, great. I'm also a freelancer, except I teach as a freelancer.
Yeah.
It's imperative to have sales skills in order to be a freelancer. That's what you said?
Yeah. Freelancer.
Very good. I agree with that statement. Okay. Let's make one more sentence.
Uh, every app that is featured on the App Store's Today section is eye-catching.
Every app that is featured on the what?
On the App Store Today section.
Today section.
Yeah. Is eye-catching.
So, every app that is featured on the App Store. So it's.
The, yeah, there's a Today section on the App Store.
I know what you mean, today section. But the today section is owned by the App Store. So, what should be.
Apostrophe S.
Exactly. Every app that is featured on the App Store's Today section is eye-catching. I see what you're trying to
Has
say,
to.
but
Yeah.
you just had to make sure to show possession here
Right.
because the Today section is owned by the App Store essentially.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Cool.
know that.
All right, well, that's pretty much the end of the lesson. How did you feel about today's lesson?
It was okay. I like it.
Okay, tell me something that you liked about it. Like specifically something, one thing that you liked.
The advice of bringing a notebook and
Mm-hmm.
taking notes to an interview, because I haven't done that, but I wish I would.
Mm-hmm. I also recommend that advice when you go to like events, especially like workshops or speaking events where people speak, because you can take
Mhm.
notes on things that they say. Otherwise, you'll never remember. I know I don't.
Is it impolite to take notes on the phone?
Yeah, it can be considered impolite.
Okay,
Some people think you're just sitting there messaging people on Messenger or whatever.
okay,
But you can't really make that mistake if you're using a notebook, right?
right.
So, what's something that you did not like about this lesson?
uh, I guess there's nothing I did not like.
That's not an answer.
Okay.
You'd be surprised how many times I hear that. If I want to
Uh,
become a better teacher, I need to hear at least one thing that you did not like. It could be anything.
uh, okay, maybe I didn't like the fact that your slides were not, I don't know.
Didn't work properly? Didn't upload
Yeah,
properly?
yeah.
There you go. There you go. See, it's not that hard. I didn't like that either. Good job. Alright, do you have like any comments or questions in general? We have 2 minutes left of our lesson.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, so I don't know if you know about it, but Raul suggested me to speak using I don't know, the abdomen or diaphragm.
Yeah, to speak from your diaphragm rather than to
Yeah,
speak from your
yeah,
nose.
yeah.
Why did he say that? Because you have a high pitched voice or what?
Because it seems like I'm not speaking correctly.
Yeah, there's videos you can look up online that shows you how to speak from your diaphragm rather than your nose or from your chest. First, you gotta sit properly, like with your back straight and your chest up and out, because if you're slouching, it's much more difficult to do that. And it's also
Yeah, yeah.
much.
Sorry for that today. Sorry.
No, that's I was doing that too. I just noticed, but yeah, speaking from your diaphragm makes a big difference, like how you sound. It also has to go with like if it's supposed to make you sound like your voice sound a little deeper, but the speed that you talk at that you talk at makes a big difference. I think I might have mentioned this, right? But if you speak slower, then you're going to come across like you know what you're talking about.
Really?
Yeah, you like it can be difficult to do, especially when you want to say something and you're excited. You want to speak quickly,
Oh,
or if you're nervous, you end up speaking quickly, right? It's something you have to
yeah.
pay close attention to. I don't think you speak quickly in general. I think you're fine generally, but
No, I don't, because the words doesn't come fast
the words
enough.
don't come fast enough.
Yeah, the words don't come fast enough.
Yeah, good.
That's why I speak slowly.
Okay. It's not bad to speak slowly. It
But
also gives you more time to think about what to say next.
yeah, but the thing I don't like about my speaking is that I do a lot of full stop pauses, and I don't feel fluent enough.
When you say full stop pauses, like, can you give me an
Like
example?
in the middle of the sentence, I stop looking for a word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you don't, you're like, you can't find the next word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's difficult for me to recover from that position.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying. The best way to fix that is to practice your vocabulary. Do you want me to give you a homework assignment that will help you with that?
Please.
All right. So, um, you have access to this Google Doc, right?
Yeah.
So what I want you
If
to,
you send it to me.
I'm pretty sure I sent it to you, but I'll send it to you again.
Okay.
Um, so what I want you to do is a 3 sentences homework assignment, and what I want you to do is to make a sentence that's pretty basic and easy. Like, I walked the dog down the street. Then the next sentence, I want it to be the same message, but a little more complex. So, I I meandered down the boulevard with my canine companion. So it's the same thing. It just sounds better, right?
Yeah.
You can go to something like thesaurus and put in those words. So instead of walk, if you're having trouble, you go to the thesaurus and you put walked in here. And then when you go and make the sentence, you look at these and you're like, saunter, okay, saunter. I sauntered down the what's another word for street? I don't know. Let's see. The thoroughfare. No, that doesn't sound right. Let's try.
Road.
I said road, street, road. No. What about roadway? Roadway with my what's another word for dog? With my mongrel.
Mongrel.
Mongrel, it's another word for dog. So I sauntered down the roadway with my mongrel, right? That's what I want you to do. I want you to take a basic sentence like this, make it sound much more vivid and stuff. But I want the message to be the same. And then I want you to do it again.
Okay, but how can I sure the message is the same? Because maybe some synonyms are not equivalent, or
Yeah,
maybe I'm
they're
using
not
it in the
exactly
wrong way.
equivalent. Yeah, so you can use like phrases that describe the same thing. Like I ambled down I ambled I or you can even start saying things like I happily ambled down the pavement alongside the golden retriever
Okay.
as he um, sniffed every nook and cranny. Right? So that's even more descriptive, right? This is what I want you
Yeah.
to do. This is the end result I want you to get at. So I want you to do these three sentences 3 times, okay? So you should have 9 sentences total. And you could just add them to the top of this Google Doc here, and at the beginning of our lesson, we'll talk about it and grade you on that.
Okay. Okay. Um,
Cool.
do I have a theme for that?
A team?
Like the sentences could be whatever I want.
Oh, a theme.
Yeah, theme.
Theme.
Yeah.
No, you can choose. It's up to you. You can start it however you want.
Okay.
Cool. Alright, well, that's all the time we have for today. I'll send you the link like in a few seconds after this.
Okay.
And I hope you have a great rest of the day. See you. Wait, do we have our next lesson scheduled?
We don't, but do you have time for it
Yeah,
now?
let's schedule it. Um,
I
let's
guess
see.
I'd like to do it on Wednesday, if possible.
Sure. Here's my availability. What time works best for you?
Maybe uh, if I choose 11:30.
Perfect.
And then also see you on Monday.
Yeah, I will see you on Monday. And I'm gonna make you speak in public, and it's gonna be great.
Thanks.
Alright. Have a great weekend, alright?
Thank you, you too.
Alright, bye.
Bye bye.